We are constantly talking about astrology and asking random people what their signs are. We can't help ourselves. And one thing we hear all the time is, I don't feel like a, insert sign here. Obviously, astrology is only part of the personality puzzle, and tons of factors, education, birth order, culture, life experiences, etc., affect us. It is quite rare to identify yourself 100% with each description of your zodiac sign, but we thought it might be helpful to break down some of the most common reasons why people don't match with their sign. Keep reading to get the scoop. 1. You are introverted/extroverted and your sign is the opposite. Certain signs have very extroverted or socially oriented traits. For example, Leos tend to be quite gregarious and Geminis are known to be super talkative, but if you are an introvert born under any of these signs, you might feel like these descriptions don't apply not to you. Alternatively, as an extrovert, you may not match the secretive Scorpio or quiet Cancer. Take a second, third, or 100th look at the traits associated with your sign and try to ignore some of the social descriptors. You might find that the rest of the deeper qualities resonate with you, even if you don't show them to the world. 2. You have another powerful influence in your chart. Astrology is more complex than what your sun sign is. You have a full birth chart that shows the location of all the planets at the exact time of your birth. Looking at this table can give a more complete and in-depth understanding of your astrological profile. The moon sign and the rising sign are two things that tend to have a huge effect on your personality. In astrology, our rising sign means how we present ourselves to the world and, to some extent, the lens through which we see the world. The location of the moon in your chart, aka your moon sign, is also extremely important. In fact, some astrologers believe that its influence on personality is as strong as that of the sun. We think it's up to you to decide which combination you are. However, get the information about your rising and moon sign, and once you mix it up with your sun sign, you may find that your unique combination of signs makes perfect sense. 3. You are a cusper, born between two signs. If you were born within a few days, or even up to a week, of the shift of signs, you are what we affectionately call a cusper, which means you were born at the cusp of your sign. It is very important for cuspers to read the other sign from which you were born close to. Sometimes you will find that you are a perfect blend of your sign's traits or more one than the other. Check it out and see what you find. 4. You oversimplify your zodiac sign. Most people we talk to who know a little about astrology tend to have a very simple view of each sign. And let's face it, we tend to typecast signs in our astrology 101 columns too. It's fun to summarize each sign in a list of adjectives, but the reality is that astrology is complex and your sun sign is complex. Astrology gives us a general idea of personality traits. How these traits manifest themselves can be extremely different from person to person. As a Scorpio, Caitlin has encountered many typical Scorpios who are intensely angry and manipulative. He is not an angry person, but he is super intense, and this level of intensity is what he has in common with other Scorpios. What each person chooses to do with this intensity depends on a million different factors. If you really want to grasp the complexity and depth of your sun sign, you can read about your sign in a variety of different sources, be open to new interpretations, and talk to other people interested in astrology. You will get a more complete view of your sign in no time. 5. You are at a different point at your self-growth journey. When you read about your sun sign, you will often find lists of positive and negative traits that are generally associated with it. It makes sense because we all have our amazing features and our least amazing features. As we go through life, we try to grow and focus on our positive traits, and we, hopefully, work to let go of those negative patterns. You cannot refer to a list of traits associated with your zodiac sign because the negative or positive traits do not correspond to where you are on your path of personal growth. For example, you may be an Aries who has worked hard to curb your impulsiveness or a Taurus who has learned to let go of resentment. Remember that astrology does not dictate your worldview, political tendencies, or pessimism or optimism. What it can do is act as a tool for personal growth. Look at the positive features of your sign as something to aspire to and work to let go of the negatives.
If you want to uncover what has been encoded in your destiny when you were born, there's a free, personalized numerology report you can grab here.